Sup, gang? Now you might be wondering, why are you filming in Japan's most loved Italian chain restaurant? I don't know if it's actually loved. It's very cheap. I think it's like the Olive Garden equivalent, but I heard Olive Garden isn't actually that cheap. Today I wanted to talk to you about free will and how you're actually allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. I think a lot of us have internalized a lot of other people's shame and a lot of people's projections of what they might feel if someone did whatever. And we've formed a lot of our social anxiety or embarrassment or what we're allowed and not allowed to do based on other people's projections or rules that they've made for themselves. When in reality, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You're allowed to do anything, go anywhere, eat anything, wear anything, be with whoever the fuck you want at any time. I'm not saying go streaking in your city central right now, okay? That's not what I mean. You can, but there will be legal repercussions to that. Rules do protect us, in a way. In this large-scale society where there's like billions of people, of course rules benefit us in a way that protects our safety and well-being, right? Like the whole streaking in your Central Park thing. No, it doesn't really harm people, but it will probably traumatize people. And there's reasons why there's laws and regulations put in place. Legislations? Laws and regulations. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm not saying go rob your nearest bank. But understand that a lot of the rules that you've internalized on an everyday basis is actually you just internalizing other people's shame and projections that they have felt in their lives. Now, you might be thinking, what the fuck does that mean? Let's unpack this. For example, I'm sitting by myself in a very large Italian chain restaurant. Everybody's here with their dates or either their family. And there's people to my right, there's people directly sitting next to me, there's people directly sitting in front of me. And I've been probably filming for 5 to 10 minutes now, and I think everybody has either side-eyed me or looked at me in some way. Now, I can either choose to be embarrassed and not film this video and not pursue a career that I've been dreaming of my whole life, or do what I want to do. I realized that embarrassment is really just projection of what you would think you would feel if you were in that third-person perspective. For example, if you see someone eating by themselves at a huge family restaurant, right? Some people may think, wow, that's so cool, that's so empowering, she's so independent. Some people might think, oh, she's so lonely, what is she doing? Some other people might think, why is she filming? Is she a mukbanger? That's so cool. Or another person could be like, what a fucking loser. All of these things depend on so many factors of that person watching you. It could be up to what they're going through in their life. It could be they're just an asshole, or that they're a similar person to me. When me filming this video in public, they're like, wow, that takes guts. I respect that, you know? All of these opinions have nothing to do with me. The lowest common denominator of this experience is that I'm eating by myself. Everything else has nothing to do with me, and I have no control of these outcomes. I have no control of what these people think about me. So why should I care? Don't waste your time worrying about things that are outside of your control when there are so many other things that are in your control that you could be worrying about. Going back to this situation in particular, I'm worried about getting a video out. I'm worried about when I'm going to edit this. I'm worried about if this microphone is actually catching all of my audio. I'm worried about building this platform into something I can monetize and live off of. Because that's been my dream my entire life. This is my passion. There's so many things for me to worry about here and in here that I'm not going to waste my time worrying about what other people think in the meantime. A great example of people who have beat social anxiety. Well, not okay. I know social anxiety is a real thing. Okay, I'm not invalidating that experience at all. But this dancer called Enola Bernard, I think is her name. She's a dancer based in LA. I think she started in Brazil. I might be wrong, but she started dancing in front of a TV and posting videos. But she eventually moved to LA, and she posts these videos where she's at Santa Monica Pier, I think it's called, dancing by herself, filming by herself with heaps of people watching her. And her platform, I think, grew a lot because of people being like, wow, I could never do that. Arigatou gozaimasu. Daijoubu desu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Period. Pizza. What was I saying? So yeah, I think her platform really grew when she took it to the Santa Monica Pier, because a lot of people were commenting, oh, I could never do that, that's so brave. And it's true, a lot of people can't do that because it takes a lot of bravery, a lot of guts, and a lot of certainty in yourself. Hold on, let me cut this. What I'm trying to say with this is that the majority of our society cares more about what other people think than what they genuinely want to do. The realization of their dreams is so heavily impacted by what other people think that so many people rob themselves of actually achieving these dreams. And it's honestly so sad because I think the happiest people are the ones who do whatever the fuck they want and don't give a fuck about what other people think. And this girl was like choreographing for a big artist. I don't remember who. Might be Carol G. I'm not too sure. But she's achieving her biggest dreams, and I think it's so inspirational to see that. The reason why her videos did so well is because so many hundreds and thousands of people were commenting on her videos in awe of her bravery, because they could never do that. They could never dance in front of hundreds of people with a camera facing them and doing that over and over again until they get that perfect shot. Only her, out of the entire Santa Monica Pier and on the internet, was able to do that. And that's why she got the success and the realization of her dreams. Because she chose that she's gonna be that one in thousands that was brave enough to hold her dreams at a higher value than the opinions of these other people watching her. And it's just a great example of how when you don't let other people's opinions affect you, you can do so much with your life. When I say other people's opinions, I'm not talking about constructive criticism, because that's, needed, but it's also up to you to take that constructive criticism. So delicious. This is a topic I'm very passionate in because I've let myself be controlled by my own projections of what I think other people think of me. And I say projections because this isn't necessarily gossip or people shit talking about what I do. It's literally just me imagining how I think they would feel if I were in their position. And if that projection that I've made up for myself is a negative thing, that says so much about myself, right? If I'm already negatively talking to myself, even if it's from a projection of what I think other people might feel of themselves, I'm crushing my own dreams. That's so dumb. If the whole world will try to crush your dreams and stop you from achieving what you want to and shame you into doing what you want to, don't do that to yourself. And I don't want to say fans, but if I lose every single person watching my videos, I know I'll still have one fan, and that's me. I am my biggest fan and my biggest cheerleader. And I think that's genuinely the backbone of what I've created for myself and what I will continue to build for myself. Bro, this is hitting the spot so good. From the age 8 to 13, from ages 8 to about 16, I was really suffering with EDs or eating disorders. I don't know if I can say that on this video. At first, it came from a place of I want to be fit, but very quickly it spiraled into I want to achieve this number on the scale because I think that's how I will be appreciated and praised the most by other people. It wasn't necessarily because I liked the way I look, it was because I liked how people were treating me or how I think people were thinking about me when I reached that number. And during that time, my entire life revolved around reaching that number, which ultimately was just me trying to control and manipulate how other people would perceive me. And my way of controlling that was to get as thin as possible, so that's the only opinion that I think they were able to form. When in reality, I just looked really fucking unhealthy and I was really unhappy. And it took me getting hospitalized and losing my period to understand how big of an issue this was and how much it was affecting my life. And I think this is a great representation of how far I've come into reclaiming my body and my life, because it's 5 p.m. I'm eating by myself. I'm eating a food that I would have been so scared to eat during that time. I wouldn't even have a bite or order or look at this. And if this helps at least one person take the smallest step into reclaiming your life and the power you have over your life, then that's worth it for me. Last thing before I go off and devour this pizza with some Tabasco, understand that you've been given a blessing, a gift that so many people don't have, and that's being alive. You have an indefinite window of time where you get to experience what people have spent hundreds of years building, Earth and everything that it contains. So do whatever the fuck you want, and don't let other people stop you. Wow, I think this is turning into a motivational channel. Kind of living for it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I hope you guys eat something yummy. As always, my DMs are always open if you want to ask questions or advice, or if you have video ideas or things you want me to talk about. I love you. I'll see you soon.